So today's topic is about semi-centrifugal casting. Semi-centrifugal casting is a type of centrifugal casting. We have already seen what are the types of centrifugal casting in last lecture, and also have known what is the centrifugal casting in detail. So there were three types of centrifugal casting. First is true centrifugal casting, second is semi-centrifugal casting, and third is centrifuging. So today we are going to cover a topic of semi-centrifugal casting. In semi-centrifugal casting process, no attempt is made to produce a hole without a core. Okay, so if you remember, in true centrifugal casting, without a core, there was a hole in a that there was a hole in a casting without help of any core. Okay, while in semi-centrifugal casting, no attempt is made to produce a hole without a core. The centrifugal force resulting from rotating of the mold is used to properly feed the casting to produce a close grained clean casting. Okay, so the centrifugal force which is produced, okay, it is used for producing grained clean casting. Is it clear? Okay, in true centrifugal casting, the centrifugal force was provided so that there will be an hollow cavity, that is, hole will be there, and there were three other axes in true centrifugal casting: horizontal, vertical, and inclined. So we discussed the true centrifugal casting, and we are discussing semi-centrifugal casting. So you can just spot out the difference between semi-centrifugal casting and true centrifugal casting in them. Okay, now suitability. The process is suitable for large axis symmetrical casting like gear blanks, flywheels, and track wheels. Okay, then it is suitable for flywheel, track wheels, gear blanks. Now, if you remember, it was difficult in true centrifugal casting to cast large amount of product, okay, by scale. So if the product dimensions were larger, then it was difficult for casting it in true centrifugal casting. Next point is, any hole, round or otherwise, is made with the use of core. The mold is clamped to a turntable with casting axis along the axis of rotation. So any type of hole, any shape, round or any shape, which is made with the use of core only. Okay, the mold is clamped to the turntable with casting axis along the axis of rotation. Here the description here it is described, the workstation is described in this part, in this paragraph. The metal is poured along or near the axis to feed the points furthest from the axis of rotation under pressure. Okay, under pressure the metal liquid is fed so that it can reach all the points in the mold, okay, along the axis. Now we will look at the figure which shows us the semi-centrifugal mold, okay, ready for pouring. So this is the semi-centrifugal mold. Okay, we have taken this diagram. Now this is the axis of rotation. Okay, this is the pouring basin. This is the pouring basin. The line which is going, you can see the notification. It is the axis of rotation. Here are the force of material becoming greater at distance from the center. Okay, if it is, see, it is the direction of rotation. So because of the centrifugal force, what happened, the metal gets situated in this direction. here arrows are already shown to you. And the feeding station is this, so here the feeding is going on. Okay, it is a pouring machine, so feeding of metal liquid is already is going through heat. This black color is your core. Okay, it is your core. This is your casting cavity. This is your turntable. Turntable. Clear? Here there are some other mechanisms which hold the mold holding fixture, which are known as mold holding fixtures. Okay, similarly here are the pins. Okay, these pins hold the drag and coop tightly. So in exam you can draw this simple diagram as well, or you can follow your textbook diagram. Both are one and the same. So let's focus on again the theory which we are studying. So if made of solid, the central portion tends to be porous and with inclusion which are removed in subsequent machining. So inner portion, that is center portion, remains porous and which can be removed with the help of subsequent machining if there is any defect on the surface, or what is not uh, we have not expected on the material. If such type of casting is done, then this can be machined. Okay, machining operation is a finishing operation in casting, so this can be machined. So figure shows the semi-centrifugal casting setup for production of track wheel. So we have already seen the figure. This was not for the production of track wheel, okay, but this is just a simple setup for you to explain what how the semi-centrifugal casting schematic diagram should look like. So this can, you can draw this easily. Just you have to do one thing: draw a box, draw a pouring basin, this is a mold, casting cavity, and direction of the rotation of table you must show. So these are the few things you must show in your semi-centrifugal mold diagram. Now let's turn to the advantage of semi-centrifugal casting. Okay, so first is production of denser and cleaner casting. See, in this production of denser and cleaner casting is there. Now we have already studied in the theory of the semi-centrifugal casting. It was given that the centrifugal force resulting for rotation of the mold is used to properly fit the casting to produce a close grained clean casting. Okay, so close grained clean casting leads to your cleaner casting and denser casting. That means your surface area, surface of the casting is clean and proper. Okay, there are not any pinholes, rat tails, not such defects are no such defects are there. And then second is close grain structure of full casting, as we have discussed now in just first point. Close grain structure of casting just because of centrifugal force which is resulting to the close grain clean casting. Third is no need for any gating or rising system. So this is one of the most important advantage of semi-centrifugal casting. So we have seen many types of casting: sand casting, investment casting. From both, in both of them we have seen that there is a gate system, there is rising system. Okay, but in centrifugal casting there is no need of gate and rising system. Okay, so that's the point. Okay, so next is closed dimensional tolerance possible. So closed dimensional tolerance is possible, due to which what happens, whatever the dimension is required for the component is easily manufactured. Second thing is the machining amount is less, therefore the cost for machining is reduced. Third thing is your material cost is also saved. Okay, as the machining is not much, so the machining will not remove much material from that. Hence, your metal cost, machining cost both are saved, and close dimensional tolerance, so not much machining is needed. So we totally got the four advantages: production of denser and cleaner casting, then the close grain structure of casting, no need for any gating or rising system, and close dimensional tolerance possible. So these were the four advantages of semi centrifugal casting. Now let's move to the next point, that is your limitation of semi centrifugal casting. So the limitation of semi-centrifugal casting. First point is the process is suitable for only for axis symmetrical casting. Okay, it is suitable. So limitation is it is suitable only for symmetrical casting. Second thing is cores are needed to be produced whole. So in true centrifugal casting, if you have seen, there was no need of cores, whereas in semi-centrifugal casting there are need of holes. So in true centrifugal casting, without the help of core, the holes were manufactured. Okay, but in this case you need to add a core to it. Then you, okay, that means your again the material, that is equipment cost will rise in semi centrifugal casting. That is, you have to add a core at the time. Then next point is your central portion of the solid casting may be porous. So this is the thing which we have already seen in the theory part. See, here we have seen the central portion tends to be porous and with inclusion which are removed in subsequent machining. So here central portion of solid casting may be porous. So this kind of porousness or this kind of defect has to be removed with the help of machining. Is it clear? So this is the main limitation of the semi-centrifugal casting. So you must keep in mind what are the limitations to write in exam. Okay, not always the cost size will help you in the limitation and advantages. If you write, if it is asked to you what are the limitations and advantages of semi-centrifugal casting for 3 marks, then you can't score the marks with it is costly, it is cheap, it is bulk, it is not bulk, it is small in size. So these are not the points which you can write and score the marks, 3 marks. Okay, so these some technical points which I am telling you in advantages and limitations of semi centrifugal casting are to be noted, and that must be written in the paper. Now the fourth point is possibility of inclusions in central portion which need to be removed by subsequent machining. So there are possibilities for inclusion in central portion which needs remove the subsequent machining. So there are porous in the central portions, there are inclusions in the central portions which leads to the defect of the object which you are manufacturing. So to not to prevent the failure of the object which you are making, what must be done? The subsequent machining should be provided. So these are the 3 and 4 are the most important limitation points. Now let's move to the fifth point, which is rotational speed is lower than that of true centrifugal casting. Hence the product material properties may be poorer. See, in true centrifugal casting, we have seen that the rotation speed is much high. Okay, now in true centrifugal casting we have seen two things. If there is low rotation speed, then the material will pour down in vertical and incline axis, true centrifugal casting. Okay, but if the rotation speed is too high in true centrifugal casting, then it will lead to the cracks, okay, or rat tails on the outer surface of the casting. So there must be a medium. Okay, there are the calculations for the speed of true centrifugal casting. Similarly, okay, with respect to the centrifugal casting, in semi-centrifugal casting, the rotation speed is low. Okay, it is as compared to your true centrifugal casting. Okay, which makes the mechanical property of the product poorer. Again, the important point in limitation of semi-centrifugal casting. And this is the diagram which we have already seen. So if it is asked to you, write in short about semi-centrifugal casting, so you need to note down these 4 to 5 points which I have marked. First of all, whatever I have star in red color and marked in red color, that you have to remember. These 3 points you have to cover in your answers. Rather than this, not not totally uh, learning the whole sentence, you just have to learn these words. Okay, learn these phrases which I have marked. Then your advantages we have already covered in the theory also, so you can write 2 or 3 of the advantages easily. And limitations, so the two limitations, which upper limitations, are also important, but the three limitation 3 4 5 which I have marked as star are the most important. So this is the thing which is important in centrifugal casting, and also the diagram. So this can help you to score a good marks in this topic. So this was all the topic for today. Thank you.